Welcome back to 999. Let's start making our way towards one of the other endings. I think we should start with the red one. Just go straight down the middle, basically. We're gonna kind of like rehash old territory here, but you know. So let's start with here. We're gonna go through the 5-door again. Nope, yep, forgot. Takes us to the novel screen. So if I recall correctly, for the puzzle room specifically, for the keys, we have to get far enough in the puzzle room to get to the cutscenes. And then that'll unlock the plot stuff that lets you go the other endings.
Oh.
So, flow time. So here, we go to the 8-door. Door 8. Let's go. So if you remember, this is the laboratory where Clover gets trapped in that one room with the robot guy. Come on, game, please.
1 second left. Hurry!
Now we get to the laboratory. Seek a way out. Yeah, so let's very quickly get to the cutscene stuff. Ethanol, yep. Get the cable. Look in here. We have the ethanol. Yep. Get the code. Alright. Use the power cable on this. Realize that we need an adapter. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, right, we go here. I thought it'd be the wires on the table. I forgot. Wait. Combine it. And now we watch Lotus's cutscene here. And I believe...
What kind of job do you have? What are you?
Yep, we get new dialogue as we went along the
Unemployed at
path.
moment. I used to work for a cybersecurity firm, but I quit.
Why?
Huh? Oh, it was just something.
I see.
Hmm.
Oh, what are you doing now?
I'm going to try and brute force it.
Brute what?
A brute force attack is... Well, the short version is that I just attack the thing head on. The long version? A brute force attack is one of the simplest ways to break a cipher. It checks every possible combination until it finds the right one. For a complex cipher, it can take a very long time. I'm writing a program that would run an attack like that on its own. It's not the most elegant solution, certainly. But given the circumstances, there isn't much else I can do. Oh, but back to what we were talking about earlier.
What were we talking about?
The wireless display? It's kind of strange if you think about it, isn't it? How do I put it? Well, let's say you write a program that calculates an addition problem for you, all right? So you enter 1 + 1. The screen will show you 2. See? Isn't that strange?
Math is weird, I agree.
No? Not really.
Oh, come on now. Of course a caveman like you would think it was strange. You said so just a minute ago. You're just not getting it, are you?
He's a bit slow on the
Calculating
uptake.
1 + 1.
The main computer, right? You said it connected to the monitor wirelessly.
Yeah, but someone who grew up in a cave wouldn't know that, right?
John Math created 1 + 1.
They'd probably think that this thing here, the monitor, is doing the calculating. And once they've decided that, they'll start examining this monitor. They might poke the screen or something. Ah, I see the color changes when I press it here. Then they might investigate the hardware on the inside. Oh, I see. So this wire supplies the power. Eventually, they might even cut the wires. Ah, yes. Just as I expected. When this wire is cut, no results appear.
Quite elegant for cavemen, huh?
Therefore, it must be this device which does the calculations.
Oh.
But the truth is that, just like you said, the computer is doing the calculating. But these cave people wouldn't know that, because they have no idea that the monitor and the computer are connected wirelessly.
So, what are you trying to say?
Nothing, really.
Well, that was a waste of time.
It's just, I thought maybe. What if the relationship between human beings and our brains is like that?
Run that by me real quick.
Huh?
What do you mean by that?
Well, let's say you stick a bunch of electrodes into parts of the brain. A scientist examining the signals they send out might say, interesting. So stimulating this part of the brain causes the person to see colors. That must mean
Synesthesia.
this neuron cluster controls that function. Okay, let's see what happens when I cut out...
Oh wait,
this
no.
part.
It was C sounds. That was it. Whoops.
Ah, just what I thought. Cutting off this part causes that function to cease.
I misread that.
Therefore, human thought processes must occur in the human brain. See? Doesn't it sound the same? Maybe the brain is just an output device, like this monitor. Maybe our thought processes actually occur somewhere else, in a main body. We just don't know it. We never even think about it. Just like those cave people wouldn't know about wireless communications.
This is a weird conversation.
We can't imagine that there's some unknown medium that transfers information into our brains, where we experience that information as thoughts.
The brain is just an output device. Human thought actually occurs somewhere else. That's just crazy talk.
Maybe that's the cause of Seven's amnesia. If memory is actually stored somewhere else, in some sort of main body somewhere, maybe he hasn't forgotten anything at all. He's just having a difficult time accessing his memories because the monitor, his brain, has been damaged.
Huh.
I suppose that would explain aphasia and blindsight too. Perhaps they actually can speak or see. The monitor just isn't functioning properly. I guess people with prosopagnosia could be suffering from the same thing.
What'd you call me?
Wait a minute. What?
What? You've never heard of prosopagnosia?
No. What is it?
Well, put simply, it means a condition where the mind can't distinguish between human faces.
Ah.
In other words, my face would look the same as Clover's or even yours. So they can't remember faces, which is how most people recognize each other. That means that people with prosopagnosia have trouble recognizing even people they're close to.
Lotus isn't even looking at the computer anymore, yet she's still typing away, making code. She's smart.
Usually they can make do by associating people with other things. Their voices, their clothes, their hair.
No wonder she worked at a cybersecurity company.
Does that mean other people's faces look like blanks?
No. No, I don't think so. Well, you've seen monkeys, like in a zoo, right? To you and me, all the monkey faces look the same. Even though they've obviously got faces. It's almost impossible for a human to distinguish between them. The zoo staff that works with them will learn to identify different monkeys eventually. But you or I couldn't, unless one had a scar or something else to set it apart. Well, that's how people would be to someone with prosopagnosia.
Prosopagnosia. Huh. I didn't even know that kind of thing existed. And, what were we talking about?
The idea that your brain is just an output device, like a monitor.
Are you serious about that stuff?
Not really. I was just kidding for about half of it.
You're talking about that morphogenetic field stuff, and you're like, haha, just kidding, this doesn't actually mean anything.
What about the other half?
Well, I guess I was just adulting.
Not funny.
It's nothing more than a story I made up out of boredom. Don't take it seriously. It was the first thing that came to mind, and I just talked about it to kill time. But looks like I don't need to talk anymore.
Hey, she finished it.
Why?
I don't have to kill time any longer.
Oh, then you finished that brute whatever thing?
I certainly did. And let's see what we got. Piece of cake.
The screen changed again. What the hell is that?
No idea. Looks like a puzzle.
Huh? Aren't you gonna...
Alrighty. So, that is that puzzle. Now we go to the computer locker.
Hey, Junpei, do you have a minute?
What's up?
I wanted to ask you something.
Hmm?
Junpei, you went into door 5 with my brother, right? Did you hear him say, like, anything weird?
Weird what? Because Snake's kind of eccentric.
Huh? Well, let me think. Sorry, Clover. I can't really think of anything. I mean, he did mention that his hearing exceeds that of a regular person, or something like that, but that's about it.
Okay.
Didn't even do a flashback or anything.
Hey, wait a minute.
Hmm?
Look, I don't know if I should ask you things, but if you don't mind, I was hoping you could tell me if, is Snake, I mean, was he born...
You're talking about his eyes?
Yeah.
No, he wasn't born blind. When he was a kid, he got in an accident. A really bad car accident. He couldn't see after that. And his arm.
Oh.
His arm?
Yeah. My brother's left arm is, it's not like a normal person's arm. It's fake. It's not a real arm.
Ah. So if you've noticed in Snake's, like, in like the drawings of Snake you see, his left arm is kind of like slumped to his side. I believe that's it, at least. So that sort of hints at that.
The accident hurt him really bad. To save him, they had to cut off his arm.
Oh.
Is that all you wanted to ask me?
Look, I'm sorry for making you talk about all that painful stuff.
It's not that.
Alrighty. That's all done. Now we move back to the engine room. See? This is going rather quick. Now that we have everything. We've done all the puzzle rooms, so we just need to skip to the cutscenes. Steam engine room. I believe we just need to, if we remember where that cutscene was, we just need to go over there And possibly we'll get new dialogue. But first, it's the catwalk, meow. Okay, sorry, I just had to. Now we go through B, I believe. Get the wheel. Now, go all the way back to C. Put the wheel here. Pull up the box. And now the coal's down there.
The box has reached the floor.
And new dialogue.
You know, speaking of experiments, there was this experiment some scientists did with rats. First, they took a squarish C-shaped tank and filled it with enough water.
Oh
that the
boy.
rats could drown in
Yep.
it.
Mm-hmm. So, if you don't like animal cruelty, you may want to look away for this part. Or just skip ahead a little bit until after this cutscene's over. Because, you know, scientific experiments. This one's, like, pretty bad.
The tank has 2 exits. Just to make it easy, we'll call one A and the other B. Exit A is pitch black, so dark even a rat can't see anything. But exit B is electrified, which means the rat can't leave through it. So, what would a rat do if it was put in this situation? Which exit would the rat choose?
B, of course. The rat has no way of knowing that exit B is electrified.
Exactly. The rat goes to exit B. Of course, like I said, it's electrified, which means the rat can't get out that way. So, after a lot of trial and error, the rat finally finds exit A.
I can't say that's very interesting or relevant. It's simply the story of a laboratory experiment.
You're right. It isn't very interesting. Yet. See, these scientists repeated this experiment over and over, using hundreds of different rats over several generations.
That's a lot of rats.
This produced some surprising results. With each generation, the rats took less time to find the correct exit. Eventually, a rat was put in the tank who instantly chose exit A without even attempting to go to exit B. But that wasn't the most impressive part. The same experiment was conducted in another laboratory, far from the original one, with the same results. No, on second thought, the results weren't really the same. The rats in this second experiment began the trials with significantly faster times than the first rats in the initial one. These rats weren't related to the others and had never even come in contact with them. And yet, they all easily found their way to exit A as though they already knew. What did it mean?
Are you suggesting something like telepathy?
Oh boy. You might be noticing a certain theme throughout all of this.
They were passing information to one another through some undetectable medium?
Like a painting that looks like a dog, or perhaps some crystals.
How the hell would I know? I'm not any kind of scientist. I don't know what made him do that. But I do know that story's true. And if you've got another explanation, I'd sure love to hear it. Come on, let's get going. There's still a lot here we haven't checked out. And we gotta get the hell out of here before June passes out.
Yeah, that's kind of important.
Hey, wait. There's something I want to ask you.
What?
Why did they use that tank for the experiment?
Huh?
Well, I mean, it seems like you could conduct the same experiment without the water. They could have just used a dry box, you know? If they needed to motivate the rats to escape, they could have, I don't know, put some bait by exit B or something. I mean, do they really have to make it so the rats can drown?
You know, the word emergency comes from the same root as the word emerge. You ever think about that?
Huh?
Well, an emergency is something urgent, often something dangerous. And to emerge means to sort of come out, or appear, or rise out of something else. So what's going to emerge in an emergency? Inspiration.
Inspiration?
Yeah. Think about it. When the chips are down, either you crack or your mind focuses and pulls up what you need.
And lets you make a roll with advantage.
So in an emergency, your real potential emerges. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. That's why the rats had to drown. They had to be in danger. There had to be an emergency for inspiration to emerge.
Oh.
It's kind of hecked up. Anyway, now that lovely cutscene's out of the way, let's go to the cargo room. This one's actually pretty quick. Game, please? Okay, there we go. Takes a bit sometimes, I don't know. Maybe he's a bit weird here. So now, all we have to do is... let's start looking for all the other cards. And in here. And in here. And in here. And... was there more? There's one more, but where is it? Oh great, we gotta go through this dialogue. These boxes, these barrels. Alright, there's one on the floor here. There we go, now we got all the cards.
Now we finally have all 9.
Except this time...
Hey! June, are you okay? I'm sorry, I gotta go check on her. You finish the box thing, alright? Just put the cards in the boxes. I'm counting on you.
yeah, it's not much of a puzzle, though.
Are you alright? What happened?
Can you stand?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm fine. I just tripped.
Don't give me that. Now is not the time.
But it's true. I tripped over a box.
There are a lot of boxes here.
Just let me see for a sec.
Huh.
You're still warm.
I saw her fall. I think she really did just trip on something, you know? Still, to fall down like that? I think she's probably still a little messed up.
Yeah.
Alright, well, let's just get out of here as fast as we can so we can get you to a hospital.
Oh, I don't think it's anything that serious. I just need a little medicine and some sleep, and I'll be fine.
Medicine. Medicine, huh?
Well, who knows how far away from hospital we are. Also, yeah, we're on a hospital ship, probably. There's probably a lot more medicine there.
Well,
in the hospital
if we could
room.
Get in touch with anyone outside. I'll bet Ace could swing that for you easy.
What do you mean?
Ace? Why?
Huh? Don't you know? He's the president of a pharmaceutical company. Cradle Pharmaceuticals is the name, I think.
Uh-oh. We've heard that name before.
Their flagship product is an anesthetic drug called Soparil.
Soparil. Soparil? I've heard of that before somewhere.
Yeah, that's what Ace took to take a little nap.
Soparil. It's an anesthetic that's a gas at room temperature. A lot like how nitrous oxide is. It takes only a few seconds to spread, and even a small amount is very effective. A bunch of countries quickly accepted it for widespread use within their police and military forces. It was an effective crowd suppressant and room clearer.
Oh boy. Yep.
It was practical, ethical, and the human
Ethical,
nature
yeah?
needed the ideal drug.
Huh.
It's been around for about 6 years. They developed it from the extracts of several different
When
plants.
does this game take place? Because, okay, I'm not going to talk about this any further right now.
It became popular almost as soon as it was made public, with many governments placing large orders. Demand for Soparil skyrocketed, and of course that meant Cradle Pharmaceuticals' stock did too.
Ace is a rich man.
Why do you know all of this?
I heard it from the old man himself.
From Ace? When?
By the number 4 door at the central stairway, when we were searching the second-class room. Remember how Snake, 7, and you went to door 5?
Oh.
It was back then.
So while we were having the conversation with the dog in there, they were having the conversation about Cradle Pharmaceuticals instead.
I asked him what he did for a living, and he said he ran his own company. After that, we just started talking, and I guess it just came up, you know?
Huh.
Are you worried about something?
No, nothing.
Worried about Ace, though.
What the hell is he doing? June, don't push yourself, alright?
Yes.
Santa, could you take care of her? I'll go check on Ace. Looks like he's having trouble.
Sure.
What are you doing? What happened?
Nothing. My vision has gotten rather blurry, I think, because of fatigue. I can't see very well at the moment.
You too? Come on.
What can't you see well?
These pictures. I don't care to admit it, but I may be developing presbyopia. Growing old is a difficult thing. At any rate, I'll leave the rest to you. I'm feeling awfully tired, so if you don't mind, I'd like to rest for a bit.
Still got some Soparil in ya?
How could simply looking at cards have tired him out? But if it wasn't, what had made him so uncomfortable?
Prosopagnosia. Well, put simply, it means a condition where the mind can't distinguish between human faces. In other words, my face would look the same as Clover's or even yours. So they can't remember faces, which is how most people recognize each other. That means that people with prosopagnosia have trouble recognizing even people they're close to.
Maybe he's got prosopagnosia?
Oh.
Huh. Well, he looks depressed enough to have it.
Jesus.
Oh well.
Sure, Junpei. Alright.
Solve the 9 boxes puzzle.
And there we go. We got the pins. And we got all the plot we need to go here. Leave no one behind. But something different's gonna happen here. We gotta go find Clover.
She's not here.
No, she isn't.
Alright, but just in case, we should go take a look in the shower room.
Shower room?
That's where her brother is. She might have gone to...
No, yeah, that's a good point.
We might as well check, right? Let's go. Good. We can still get in.
We should thank 7 later.
Yeah, Seven's been on the ball with that sort of thing.
Yeah, I don't think she's here.
The smell is horrible. Let's check the back, just to be sure. No, she's not here.
LLR.
Snake. Just where did your sister go? Such a horrible way to go. The skull shattered, the left arm's hideously twisted. Wait,
Left arm, you say?
bones.
My brother's left arm is, it's not like a normal person's arm. The accident hurt him really bad.
Of course. Of course. Why didn't I realize it earlier?
Jumpy?
Oh, sorry for making you wait. Let's go.
Snake is still alive somewhere. Who'd they kill, though?
Junpei! June! Where were you guys?
Did something happen?
Clover is dead.
Uh-oh.
I found her in the first-class bathroom.
Clover. Clover. Why? Why did this happen?
The sink did it.
Clover. No way. Let's get out of here, June.
At least take her bracelet with you.
Are you all right?
Yes, I think so.
You should get some rest. Here, the bed. Can you sit?
Yes.
Who was the first to find the body?
Me.
Why did you come to this room?
To look for Clover. Why else? I found her body in the bathroom. As soon as I did, I ran outside. I got to the top of the stairs by the casino and yelled as loud as I could. Hey, guys! I found her, but it's bad!
Well, good thing you put the plate in the door.
She's in the bathroom in the first-class cabin. Come quick! Or something like that. Then I went back to the bathroom. Ace, Santa, and Lotus showed up real soon after that. But I guess you two hadn't heard me or something because you didn't show. So I took off down the stairs to look for you.
Yeah, we were in the showers.
After that, I mean, you know the rest, right?
Then you came up here, and then you went into the bathroom, then you saw Clover, and then you came back out here.
7.
And I told you about all
There's
that.
one more thing I'm worried about.
What?
You stuck one of those plates in between the door and the frame, right?
Yeah?
Why did you do that?
So we'd have access to all the rooms.
Come on, didn't I already tell you that? I did it so that the door wouldn't lock. So we could come back to this room?
Play piano.
You think I did it?
Well, I don't know. That kind of depends on what you say, doesn't it?
For crying out loud. Follow me.
A closet?
Oh!
Yeah. This is the reason. This safe.
We never used that in the puzzle.
We couldn't open it when we were getting through this room. I figured there might be something pretty important in it. I couldn't stop thinking about it. I figured eventually we might figure out what the numbers are for the safe. And if we did, I didn't want to screw around with door 5 again. So I put the plate in the exit door so we could get back in that way. You get it now?
Yeah. Figured it wouldn't open. Huh? This is... rust. If there's rust here, that means... has someone opened the safe?
Ugh.
Huh?
Maybe there's another clue. Anything that might lead us to discover who stabbed Clover.
Oh, so it's definitely a
Behind
stab
this
wound.
door. The 9th man's body is behind there. Maybe I should have another look at it, just in case. Ugh. Oh, the hell? This smell is...
Oh, this again. Gross warning.
Wait,
Oh, the bracelet's gone.
it's gone. His bracelet. It's gone. It was right next to the glasses. But why?
See, that's what I've been saying. You need to take the bracelets with you.
Where'd Junpei go? Oh, there you are. Were you looking for something in the hallway?
Yeah.
Did you find something?
No, nothing. What's up?
Well, I wanted you to take a look at something.
Did you open the safe?
What is it? Clover. What was it you wanted to show me?
I searched Clover's body again. A real shame. She was stabbed once in the back, probably by a knife or something. And I found this.
What?
I haven't actually looked at it yet. Didn't want to disturb the crime scene, you know? Basic stuff. Well,
He is a
I did
detective.
borrow one thing.
What? I'm opening it. Truth had gone, and truth had gone. Ah, Now truth is asleep in the darkness of the sinister hand.
What is this? Some kind of secret code?
A code.
Sister hand means the left
Sinister
hand.
was a term used in heraldry that meant to the left of the bearer of a coat of arms. The left hand. The left hand. What does the left hand mean? Does the darkness of the sinister hand have something to do with the bracelet? There's two things sticking out on either side of the face. The left and right sides of the face. Left and right. Left and right. Right and left.
You okay,
Truth is gone.
Junpei?
Truth gone.
What else could gone truth mean?
What else could gone and truth mean? Truth, of course, means something that is correct, something that's fact. In other words, something that is right. You could then safely assume that gone means left. After all, after someone left, they were gone. But in this case, they clearly refer to their directional homonyms.
Is this a clue to the safe?
Then truth equals right, and gone equals left. The left and right of the bracelet. These two things sticking out. So if I...
Okay,
No, that's the wrong. Truth had gone, truth had gone. Truth came first.
Okay. Oh. Mixed them up. It's because I'm left-handed, okay?
Wait.
Yeah? What the heck?
1438342
Whoa.
Hey, what are those numbers?
1438341. 1438341. 1438341. 1438341. 1438341. Huh. 1 to the right, 4 to the left. And... Oh. Bingo. I knew it was for this.
Oh my god.
Is this some sort of note? Let's see.
Fact number 1. 9 years ago. Snake. That's Ace. Oh god. So the experiment 9 years ago. That was the 9uarded game. But Ace is a player in this game. What does it mean?
Sorry, but do you think you could all come with me?
Come with you.
I want all of you to go to the big hospital room.
Why?
There's something I want to be sure of.
What do you want to be sure of?
I want to know if the person I suspect is really the culprit.
Wait, then you're saying...
Yeah. I think I've got it figured out. I know who killed Snake and Clover. Anyway, if you could all please move to the big hospital room.
Oh boy.
I'll explain everything as soon as we get there.